let's move on with this program. In case you didn't know, our CEO, Steve Wilson's retiring. Just to come up and say a few words, I'd like to invite my friend and board member, Craig Sumey, to say a few things about our fearless leader.
It's not on the agenda.
Nope.
This is pretty detailed.
We're ahead of time. I've been cooking here.
Friends, family members, and loved ones, we are gathered in this place today to grieve together a great loss, but also find reason to celebrate and comfort one another upon the impending retirement of the soon-to-be late CEO of the Coeur d'Alene Chamber of Commerce, Steve Wilson. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So I've been asked to use whatever skill I have been given to offer remarks, a eulogy, if you will. Steve was born in the faraway land of southern Idaho, where he was raised, attended school, and began his career before being granted the grace to come north to greener, much greener pastures. A graduate of Bora High School in Boise State University, Steve felt drawn into the world of business generally and hospitality and tourism specifically. And his career journey began with a role in state government, working up to become the director of Idaho's State Tourism Promotion Program. I'm told that he had no part in the decision to put the phrase "famous potatoes" on our license plates. Finally, the call to come north arrived in the form of an offer to become the director of marketing for the Coeur d'Alene Resort. Steve served within Hagedon Hospitality for 28 years as general manager of the Coeur d'Alene Inn twice, and also as general manager of the Coeur d'Alene Resort. Steve also engaged in the larger community as a member of the Excel Foundation Board, vice chair of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and as a Rotarian. Also as an active participant in the Coeur d'Alene Chamber of Commerce, representing his employer and getting engaged on a personal level in the work of the Chamber. Steve was active in Chamber leadership during the transition from a tiny office space in Midtown to its current building on the corner of Northwest Boulevard and Sherman, and the heart of the action. He was known as the finance guy on the original Chamber Building Committee, helping with the purchase, fundraising, and construction of the beautiful and functional new structure. Steve served on the Chamber board, and in 2010 was the board president when the previous CEO, Jonathan Coeur, resigned, opening up the position for a new leader. Steve decided that he had something to offer this new chapter for the Chamber of Commerce and agreed to serve as interim CEO in July of 2011 until the position could be filled permanently. But just a few months into this job, Steve and the board decided the position didn't need to find anyone else, and he was hired as the new permanent CEO. The list of accomplishments for the Chamber during Steve's tenure as CEO is impressive. The formation of a community-wide CdA Vision 2030, expansion of the leadership program, raising funds to pay down the mortgage for the Chamber building, restructuring the Ironman contract, new programs such as the Women's Conference and Coeur Fest, and growth in membership so that the Coeur d'Alene Chamber has over 1,000 members, making it the second largest chamber in the state. In the areas of public policy and community advocacy, Steve was a champion for our local companies and workforce. He has been unsurpassed in his ability to keep his finger on the legislative pulse locally, statewide, and federally, actually reading legislation in briefs, cover to cover, so he could guide all North Idaho chambers in advocating for public policy statements. Many have guessed that he actually liked that stuff. But he was always in service to the advancement of the local economy and the benefit to the people who hold local jobs. Steve cared deeply and trained himself to understand thoroughly the needs and struggles of local business owners and our Alice population who work hard but still find it difficult to make ends meet. Steve worked tirelessly to reduce employers' unemployment insurance tax burden, reduce income tax, and advocate for the creation of high-quality career and technical workforce education. Indeed, Steve has worked to improve local education standards board seeking to improve access and affordability of childcare to receiving an advanced degree locally. Truly, Steve earned our gratitude and respect for how he leveraged a prominent local leadership position to accomplish great things on a grand scale. But those who worked for him and with him or alongside him have told me that what they most noticed and appreciated about Steve was his willingness to do the small and the unnoticed things. When working at the Coeur Inn, he would jump in to serve coffee at bus tables during the busy breakfast rush. He would shovel snow and break up berms early in the morning in the Chamber's parking lot so staff could get in and out. He would rush out of the back office to answer the question of a visiting tourist in the lobby. Having little ego to keep well fed, Steve was sometimes heard to say, after a long discussion of public policy, "You asked for my 2 cents, and I gave you a nickel." Steve's taking the permanent CEO position coincided with my arrival in Coeur d'Alene almost 8 years ago. And not long after, my wife and I were greeted personally by him at a Chamber of Commerce after-hours event, and he quickly became one of my favorite people in my new home. And since then, my admiration and love for him has done nothing but grow. I will miss our talks when I would wander into his office. I'll miss his big smile, and I'll even miss seeing that goofy tweed vest he would always wear as if he's some Scottish baron. Going out to the hunt. As the Bible says, I fought the good fight, I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. Also, well done, good and faithful servant. May you rest in peace. But hey, it's not like he's dead. My unique services for which my profession equips me are not needed. Yet. And we can talk about that later, since you're going to have so much more free time. No, this chapter of service is completed only to give way to a new one for you to discover, my friends. Because of who you are and the consistent pattern of quality serving you have exhibited over and over, we all believe that this new chapter is guaranteed to be rich and fulfilling for you and for us. We will miss you, though. We are excited about new directions. We are excited about new leadership and an exciting period of evolution and growth for this grand institution in our community. But you are so unique and so personal doing what you do. You will be categorically irreplaceable. So it is good that as we move from one era to the next, that we pause to celebrate, laugh, share memory, and even grieve a little for what has been extremely special and valuable, but that which will be no longer. So well done, Steve. There can be no better compliment than our assurance that the Coeur d'Alene Chamber of Commerce is better today because you have been its leader, but more importantly, our affirmation that our whole community is better because you continue to be in it. Amen.